Hello everyone, my name is Still Blazes and welcome back to another StarCraft 2 solocast. Today I've got for you a gold versus gold 1v1 matchup here on King Sejong Station. Up here in the top left, playing as the blue Terran, we have Terminachien, and I'm pronouncing it like that because Chien is done because je suis Canadian. And down in the bottom right, we have our old friend Radiokopf as the red Protoss. First off, I'd like to thank everybody in the r/casted subreddit for giving me all the feedback you have so far. You guys are super awesome, and with any luck, I'll be able to implement a lot of that feedback into future casts, and I guess we'll just see where it takes us. I'm really looking forward to casting this. It's another one of Radio's games that he submitted to us, so we'll just have to see where it goes. Both players playing fairly standard right now. Looks like Terminal is, I'm just going to go with Terminal on that. It looks like he's walling off, so he's probably scared about any really initial Zealot play coming out of Radio. Although Radio doesn't look like he's going for that. He's mostly just Macro City back in his main. Not a lot of scouting going on either, which is a little odd. I've noticed a lot of early scouting in the previous games I've casted, so I guess both players are feeling pretty secure. Although Terminal is sending out his first SCV right now, so I think he is rather afraid that there's going to be some early Zealot play. Radio getting his gateway up right now, about 12-13 supply. That seems about right on point for me. Barracks going up for Terminal again. He's going for that wall off, so he really is afraid that there's going to be something untoward coming his way in the next couple of minutes. SCV slowly making his way up there. Although honestly, if I was in that big bolting mechanical suit, I probably wouldn't be running very fast either. He's going to sneak in. He's going to see that there's nothing too freaky going on right now. Radio's just mostly working on his macro. That SCV isn't really scouting so much as he's hanging out, trying to see if he's going to be invited to eat at the Cool Kids table today, and that probe's just going to scare him right off. And that probe's going to start walling in the mineral line with a cyber core, so he might be afraid that there's might be something coming in a little later. Not a whole lot coming out for Terminal. He is going for the orbital command. It is a little bit late. I believe you're supposed to get it at 15 supply instead of at 17. And going for the gas right now, again, a little bit late. And he is completing that wall off, so he really is thinking that there's going to be some early Zealot play. This one Zealot is coming out right now for Radio. Cyber core almost finished. Not seeing a whole lot of workers come up for Terminal right there in the production tab. That's a little bit of a mistake because he's already behind by about 6 in supply. We checked the worker count. He's behind by about 4 now, but he does have that mule out, so it's not a huge deal. One Zealot out now for Radio, and it is heading up to that base for some early aggression, but the two Marines in fact are out, so they will be easily be able to take out the Zealot before he gets through either of those supply depots. Expansion going down for Terminal right now. He's just building the command center here. He's probably just going to float it down here to his natural. Fairly standard, about 4 or 5 minutes in. That's usually when I like to get mine anyway. Of course, Lord knows I'm not the player you should be following. Yeah, Zealot coming up for Radio. He is going to get turned back though. He is going for warp gate technology right now, although I don't think he's going for a 4 gate. He's not getting his other gateways up just yet. Zealot just kind of chilling out there. He might be waiting for this Stalker to head up there before he gets any early aggression out. Terminal, four Marines should be easily be able to take care of both a Zealot and a Stalker, although he might want to get a bunker or something up. Factory going down for Terminal, so he's probably going for a 1-1-1 build, and if you're not familiar with that, it's when you go 1 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport, and then you just sort of branch off from there depending on what your opponent does. First bit of aggression coming up for Radio right now. 1 Zealot, 1 Stalker. They're easily going to be scared off by the 5 Marines up here. Although only 1 Marine spots it, the other is a little too far away. And Terminal is just going to... he's going to plop down the bunker, so he really is scared that Radio's going to go for some more early aggression. Mothership core coming up right now. If he floats it up the side, he might actually be able to snipe off a couple of workers before those Marines come up to chase it off. We'll have to see what he does with it. Zoom in a bit more so you can see where it's going to go. That early aggression hasn't been stopped, but that Mothership core is going for the worker line, it looks like. Although, no, he is sending it... I think he's just using it for scouting instead of going for the workers. He is going to run into that Marines and be scared off. No, he is sending that up right now, trying to convince the Marines to head down that way, but the other two do break off and head for the Mothership core, and it is going to go away. Although personally, I think he should have just floated over there. That thing has more than enough HP to tank a couple of Marine hits. Starport going down right now for Terminal, so he is committed to this 1-1-1 build, and he is did go for the Tech Lab and some tanks on this, so that is going to easily lock down his ramp while he macros down inside his base. So I wouldn't be surprised to see if we see some Banshees or something else come up from the Starport later on. Natural has just finished Radiokopf. He is transferring over the probes. Still not seeing this move down here, which is a little odd because I think he has, what, 8 Marines now? That should be more than enough to scare off this paltry force from the Protoss. And yes, he is sieging that tank up, so the Protoss will not be able to get up this ramp no matter what. He is switching over the factors with the Starport, so we probably are going to see some Banshees or some Ravens coming out of here. He still hasn't built an add-on for the barracks, which I think is a little weird. He's just been solo producing any Marines, and yet that Zealot finally goes down. Third time was not the charm for him, and Radio is on the back foot, and he should probably get those 2 units the heck out of there. Observer coming out now for Radio, so it looks like he did end up going 3 for the Robo facility and the Robo Bay, so we are seeing Colossi coming out right now. Double forward for double 1-1 upgrades, so he is going to be playing for the Ground War right now. Banshee and Cloak coming out for Terminal up here at his Starport, so we are going to see, he is probably going to go in and try and snipe out some of the workers for Radio, and this could be trouble, because I didn't see any photon cannons go down in his natural or here in his main, so he is going to be caught on the back foot. He does have a couple of observers out, however, it looks like one of them is just kind of chilling here in the middle of the map. He might spot the Banshee as it comes through. These 2 units for Radio still just kind of hanging out here. He should at least get that Mothership Core out of there before it gets sniped out by anything, because those Marines, looks like they're heading towards the east side of the map, going to try and clear it out to make room for the Natural going down. And looks like all's quiet on the western front for right now. More Banshees coming out right now for Terminal. First one is popped out. Second one, I think, on the way. Yeah, he just has the one right now. And everything's coming back home. Radio focusing more on the macro gaming for upgrades as opposed to any units, which makes sense. He is down a lot on the minerals. Terran is wasting a lot of his minerals. He just has the... he is going for more starports, although it looks like he is finally... starting to go for more barracks. With this heavy Marine play, I'm really surprised he hasn't gotten a reactor on this first excuse me, on this first barracks, especially considering with this bunker going down, there's not a whole lot the Protoss is going to be able to do to zoom up here. 1-1 just about finished for the Protoss. Extended thermal lance about 40% of the way done, it looks like. So this could be trouble for the Terran, because if he doesn't get any Vikings out, one Colossus is easily going to be able to take out that bunker, excuse me, but he is going for missile turrets, which would be bad news for the Colossus, as anti-air really takes them out easily. More and more Stalkers on the way for Radio. I didn't see Blink yet. Well, that's because he's just working on the Twilight Council right now. It might help me to pay attention. Still focusing mostly on the macro game for Radio. The Natural for Terminal is up and running, although he is still lagging a bit on producing the workers, it looks like. 33 SCVs to 51 probes. Terminal is falling way behind on worker count, and for his income, that's he is down by looks like about 300-400 minerals. The mules are gonna help with that a bit, but with 20 less harvesters, that's just not gonna end up good for the Terran player. A couple more Banshees coming out right now for the Terran player. I don't think they've swarmed out just yet. Although it looks like there is some movement, and yes, the little Banshee squadron is heading out right now, probably right down for the Natural. There's still no photon cannons or detection here, not even an Oracle or anything. So Cloak, those Banshees are going to do some huge damage right now to the mineral line, and here they come. They do have Cloak, and they have a lot of energy in the tank. This is not going to end up good for Radio. Down goes the Cloak, and oh, this is going to be bad for all these probes. They need, Radio needs to get those probes out of there. Like, now. Radio is caught off guard. Looks like those probes are not moving whatsoever. I think all of them are going to go down as Terminal just racks up the kills one after another. He should be focusing more on the probes, or at least for that Colossus, instead of focusing on the assimilator. The Mothership Core is going to get out of there. Oh, Radio, what are you doing? You need to move your probes. You need to get a photon cannon down or something. He does put down the photon overcharge on the Nexus, which will scare off those Banshees, but the damage is incredible. That's 25 workers killed for Terminal. Check the units tab. That only, however, puts him even on the workers count. He should probably be making more SCVs right now, which he is. He's got, looks like 3 producing structures right now. Okay, the command center's right here. He probably will go for the 3rd right now. Looks like that Stalker's just kind of trying to hash out what's going on, but those Banshees will easily take him out. And one observer on the debris side is trying to see what's going on. 2-2 almost done for Terminal. Still haven't seen any upgrades yet for, Terminal. 2-2 going down for Radio. Still no upgrades for Terminal. That means even with a smaller army, Radio will be punching above his weight. A couple of one Raven coming out and one one-ship vehicle coming out for Terminal, so he is aiming to catch up on the upgrade front. Not seeing a whole lot of army out of Radio. Check out the units tab real quick. It looks like he does have a fair amount of Stalkers, and he does have the Observers, so he should be able to take out the Banshees, but that's a lot of Banshees, and Terminal is going pretty heavy on the Marine front. He still does not have any add-ons to those barracks, so he's producing Marines half as fast as he should be. He should have gotten reactors on those ages ago. And it looks like the Protoss are moving out right now. 2-2 Stalkers and Colossi with the Thermal Lance. That's not a very pretty sight for the Terran player. One observer to catch those Banshees. No blink on the Stalkers, though. So that might not work out very well for him, because they wouldn't be able to get away from that Banshee if that observer were to get sniped. And Terminal does have the Ravens. He will be able to spot that observer, take it out. And once he does that, those Banshees will have free reign on that entire Protoss ball. They are coming up the wrong side. He should have... looks like a bit of a mistake on Radio's part. He sent them up the destructible debris side without taking that out, so the Colossi can just kind of flail at the refinery. They will take out the debris, but that will be enough time for Terminal to react. Those SCVs are getting the heck out of there. Marines and tanks moving into position. And the first major engagement is about to kick off. A lot of the Marines going down to those Thermal Lances. Observer getting caught completely out of position, just got sniped by those Vikings. And these Cloaked Banshees are going to be absolute murder on Radio's forces. He might get that command center. He will take out most of the ground forces, but those Banshees will just be able to completely murk that that group of units. Orbital Command lifts off, try to get away from the Colossi. And more Marines going to their deaths, but it doesn't matter. Those Banshees will easily chase off that Protoss force. One Colossi goes down. Those Stalkers are trying to go for those Marines, but that's a big mistake, because the other Colossi will go down, and without blink, these Stalkers are easy pickings for the Banshees, and I think all of them will go down. Unless Terminal breaks off his attack, I don't think he will. This is easily sniped for those. Another observer coming out for Radio, so this will be able to take out those Banshees, so those Banshees are hightailing it back home right now. Natural for Terminal getting back into position, and he's focusing again on turtling. More bunkers coming out. Looks like Radio is going to push again. I don't see the observer. Oh, there's the observer, so he should be able to take out those Banshees unless that thing gets sniped again by those Vikings and the Raven. I don't see the Raven. He might have taken it out. Viking going right after the Colossi, and that's a good move. The observer will see those Banshees, and the Stalkers can take them out. The other two are fleeing right now, and the Protoss are going to absolutely run roughshod over the natural. Orbital Command will go down unless it gets out of there. Oh, can those SCVs repair it in time? Oh, they just get it back from the brink of death. Banshee is easily taking down those Stalkers. I think he just lost the observer from this missile turret, so Protoss needs to get out of there again, because that Banshee will take out the entire force without any care in the world. 2 more coming down right now, and the Radio better get out of there. Yes, he does. He's getting out of there right now, and it looks like it's going to go back to the usual macro game. Terminal breaking out the attack. 3rd going down for Radio just now. Looks like the Orbital is going to come back, try and get his natural up. If anything, Terminal should have grabbed his 3rd by now. I think he's doing that right now, because I think he's just about mined out in his main. About 2/3 of the way there. Radio, however, is completely mined out in his main, so it is a good thing that he's getting that 3rd right now. His natural starting to look a little scarce on the ground, although he should be picking up this gas right now, because he's hurting for gas really bad, especially if he's going to go for this heavy Stalker Colossi play. Looks like he is warping out some Zealots right now, trying and test his luck, but those Banshees don't even need a cloak. They're just going to take all those Zealots out. He's going for a couple of worker snipes. I don't think he's going to get any of them. Nope, that Zealot didn't get any. We'll see what this one can do. He did get 1 and 2, I think, but he won't get the 3rd. I don't think that was a very good loss option for Radio, and indeed Radio has lost more resources, not by much though. So it's hardly a runaway for Terminal right now. Proxy pylon going down for Radio on this side. I think he's already got one right here. So he might be aiming for a lot of pushes up here, up around, and up here into Terminal's third, although he is going for the PF on this one, so any little strike force will get taken out easily by its cannons. Ground attack level 3 almost complete for Terminal. That's going to make his army all the more deadly. I think Terminal still just has 1-1 on his air units, and still nothing on his Marines. And he is still producing off of completely add-on-less barracks, so he doesn't even have stim or combat shields or anything. This is a huge mistake if he's going to continue on this Marine play. 1 medevac does come out right now. I don't think he can double pump them. Like, he doesn't even have an add-on on this. He needs to get a reactor on this for a lot more medevacs if he's going to go for the heavy Marine play, because with all the Colossi, these Marines are just going to get murked, because 1 medevac isn't going to be nearly enough. Looks like he's building up more tanks, which is actually a very good idea, because if those Stalkers don't have blink, then they're going to be caught as they run up right now. Looks like Radio did try to send up a few Zealots, but the PF's cannons easily took him out. He is warping in some more Zealots, probably going to try and push again. I don't think this is the best idea, because with 40 damage on that cannon and the SCVs repair, they're not going to do a whole lot right there. And especially with the sensor towers up now, Terminal's going to be able to see that coming from a mile away. Radio now going for his 4th. I think this is a really good idea, because Terminal is pretty much just on 2 base. I think he's just about mined out in his main right now. He's still got a little bit, but it's going to be roughly 3 base Protoss versus 2 base Terrans, so that's going to be very good for Radio. He is pushing out again with more Observers, Stalkers, and Colossi. So, one little probe in there who I guess just wanted to hang out with his cooler brethren. He is hemming and hawing if he wants to go up the left side or not. I think he will commit to up here on the west side. I'm not sure much is here. There's just a couple of siege tanks and that usual Marine and Banshee ball, but there are a few more tanks. There are a lot more tanks coming out, and a Raven to spot that Observer. If those Marines can take out those Observers, then again those Banshees will take out this entire force. They are gonna commit to coming up the ramp right now. Banshees are coming in, but the Stalkers can easily take him out, but that's a lot of Marines. He needs to start focusing the Colossi on those Marines. They will take out a lot of them. Again, that 1 medevac's not doing a whole lot. Those tanks have taken out a lot of the Stalkers, though. I think, yes, if the Stalkers go down, the Colossi can't do much. He is warping in some more down here, which will help him against those Banshees. I think the Observers got taken out again by the missile turrets. No, he isn't microing his Observers very well. He keeps losing them, which means that these Cloaked Banshees are going to easily scare off that force, and indeed Radio is going to haul ass all the way back home. Again, this PF is standing firm even in the face of this proxy pylon. And things quiet down once more. Radio scared off all the way now. Terminal ahead by quite a bit on supply. I think he's still... he is catching up on the worker front, but in terms of army, Terminal's got a lot more. He's getting Vikings out now, which is going to be extremely bad for these Colossi. I think he finally got the react on the starport. Yes, he did. Still nothing on the barracks, which... I know I keep hammering on this point, but if he's going to go heavy on Marines, he needs to get the reactor, especially because we see Psionic Storm coming out for Radio. If he gets some high temps in some good position, especially with Terminal's lack of medevacs, then that's going to be very bad for these bunched up Marines, especially because there's no combat shields, no upgrades. Zealots coming on, there's a lot more Zealots this time. I think they might actually be able to take out that planetary fortress. There are some tanks right there which can just siege up and take them out. I think this one is out of range. This one shouldn't be. Oh, he's going to take them all out. Oh, he's going to finally get this PF. It's down to the red. 200, 100. Oh, mass SCV repairs. Saves it by the skin of its teeth once again. And all those Zealots will get taken out by the siege tank fire. Oh, that was a huge loss for Radio. I don't think he even got any workers. He just lost about 10, 12 Zealots right there. And those Banshees might even head over here and just take them out the rest of the way. Oh, he might not see it. Oh, that was just out of Terminal's sight. Oh, he is going back down for the natural, but it looks like while he was gone, Radio absolutely armored up with a lot of photon cannons. That should be enough to scare off these Banshees, and yes, they are. They're gonna retreat right now. A couple Vikings coming out. So it looks like he is going for a bit of a mobile air force, trying to catch Radio out of position, but Radio is macroing up a lot better. He is caught up and exceeded Terminal right now in supply. Our ground armor level 3 coming out right now. He's about to get charge lots. More Colossi on the way. Although he looks kind of thin on the ground right now, unless the rest of his army is somewhere I can't see. He's only got about 14 Stalkers and 3 Colossi compared to the Terran's rather impressive Marine tank count. So I think if Terminal pushed out right now, he could do a lot of damage. He is heading down for the Radio's 4th, which no photon cannons at all. Although I think those Banshees weren't on attack move, they were just on a regular move. Terminal does spot it, turn around, and I think he will be able to take out that fourth unless Radio can get his army over right now. But I think he's focused up here. Those Zealots finally managed to get down one of the command centers, and Archon even, and that might be enough, especially with the charge, to take out those tanks. He is going to go for the PF, and I think that will be it finally for this planetary fortress. Good Psionic Storm on those SCVs, takes out a lot of them. I think he will get this tank, just barely, but I think there's going to be too much fire coming down. I don't even think the Archon will be able to get this tank down. That goes down. Meanwhile, down here at the fourth, he is warping in a lot of Stalkers, but I don't see an Observer. That Nexus is going to go down. Terminal needs to get those Banshees out of there. Oh, 2 go down, and the Cloak saves the other 3 of them. But that was good for Radio. He did manage, looks like that was a bit of a base trade right there. Terminal is going heavy on the barracks, as opposed to going heavy on barracks reactors, as he bloody well should be right now. Protoss Deathball is starting to regrow. He's got a lot more photon cannons here, so we think he will be safe from any more of that Banshee harass. And there's a lot of Stalkers in here right now, and all of them are on 3-3. That's going to be a lot of damage versus those Banshees. Still doesn't have Blink right now, so those Banshees might be able to use a lot of hit and run, especially if they come up the side here and try and take out some of these warp gates. Terran Force, meanwhile, is aiming to push out. He looks like he's going pretty heavy metal with a big Marine ball. He still only has 1 medevac. Those Colossi are going to easily take out those Marines unless he can micro down the Colossi pretty easily, or get the point defense drones or something with or the Hunter Seeker missile with these Ravens. I don't know how much power they have. Not a whole lot, because the Hunter Seeker missile, it's cheaper than I thought it was. Looks like the Terran is going to head down here. He does scan this army. I think we're heading towards what might very well be the decisive conflict of this match. 3-3 Protoss army of comparable size compared to the Terrans, though. Unless Terminal micros very well, I think Radio will just come out on top. Oh, but the Charge Lodge do zoom in, and oh, those tanks just murked about 4 or 5 of them. He will be able to come in here and deny Radio his 4th. I think Terminal might want to stop here, or just try and siege up and just try and starve Radio out, because he'll have to come up this side if he can lock down the entire west side of the map. Tanks are caught a bit out of position, but they are coming down now. We have more of a stream of reinforcements coming down right now, but Terminal has stopped production. He's focusing more on the micro instead of the macro, which won't be good considering Radio can just warp in as many Stalkers as he likes. He has a lot of warp gates right now. He has 11 of them in total, and I think he has the money to use them. Although he is being starved out of resources, and it looks like the Terran is going for the decisive blow. 1 Marine getting caught out of position. Radio even bringing his probes for this, so I think this might be do or die time for both these players. Charge Lots are going down. They will go down, but all those Colossi coming in right now. I think he has high temps in there. Oh, beautiful storm right there. Beautiful storm again, and all those Marines go down. That medevac's not going to do enough. Those Stalkers are going to easily take out those air units. Colossi going right after the tanks. This entire army from Terminal has just melted away. Oh, that was not good for me to see as a Terran player. Oh, I did not want to see that this morning. But a lot of the probes even survived that. Oh dear, and a bunch of Zealots being warped in right here for Radio. They're gonna just come in and take this out. That hasn't been re-upgraded to a PF. There's not even a bunker here. This is not going very well for the Terran player. 1 Marine is not gonna be quite enough to even take out a probe, I don't think. Those Zealots are coming in right now. There's not a whole lot the Terran can do. There is 1 tank there, but it's on like 1/3 of the health. Protoss massing it on the side of his natural. Just a few Marines to defend it. I think that battle was the final blow for Terminal right now. Natural is going down. He can't even mine off this. Those Zealots are going to easily take out all those SCVs. And the Protoss is loose in the natural. I don't see any more Cloaked Banshees, and I think he does have some Observers. All those Marines are going to go down. He can easily get a storm off. I think, no, he still has more than enough energy. Another great storm takes out all those Marines. I think he only lost 1 probe to that. That high temp will go down, but he did his duty. A couple more Cloaked Banshees right now. I don't see an Observer out for Terminal, but all those Banshees are almost out of energy. And here comes the Observer anyway. Those Banshees are going to easily go down. 1 goes down, 2 goes down. Terran's going to siege up on the high ground, but you can tell by the supply, I'd say this is all over. We're going to see the GG any second now. Protoss is coming up right now. He does halt to take out that missile turret. Doesn't want to lose those Observers again, especially with more Banshees on the way, which can easily cloak right now. And there's the GG. And that is looks like, yep, and that's that. Very well done to both players, especially Radio. Congratulations on another win. I know you were looking for advice. Just trying to think right now because I'm not a Protoss player. I am more of a Terran kind of guy. Personally, I think you did very well in punishing Terminal for his mistakes, and especially not getting a lot of Medivacs and Marines. Your Colossi play was very good. You did also very well in your upgrades, which I think was the deciding factor when you were low on units right now. Although personally, I think you should have expanded up here because the Terran seemed pretty hellbent on coming down this side of the map. And because you had him locked down on this side of the map thanks to this pylon and the constant raids up here on his third, I think you could have easily taken this. You might have even been able to get away with this. Although I think you should have defended up here a little bit. But then again, hindsight's 2020. I think you still did an excellent job, especially in the battle down here. Those storms were a thing of beauty. Very nice job. I think that's about it from me. Again, thank you very much, Radio, for uploading another interesting game. Hopefully I'll get this uploaded before I lose internet today. And that's about it for me. My name is Still Blazes, and I'll see you guys later.